There comes a moment in every human life when the noise fades, when achievements feel hollow, when routines lose meaning, and a question rises from deep within. Why am I really here? Not, what do I do for a living? Not, what do I own? Not, what do people think of me? But why do I exist at all? The Quran does not ignore this question. It confronts it. It tells us something radical, something heavy, something that shakes the very foundation of how we see life. You were not placed on this earth randomly. You were appointed. Allah declares a moment that predates civilization, nations, and history itself. In Surah Al-Baqarah 230, Allah informs the angels that He is placing a Khalifa on earth, not a spectator, not a parasite, not a careless consumer, a Khalifa, a representative, a steward, a responsible authority under divine command. This single verse dismantles the modern idea that humans are merely advanced animals chasing pleasure and survival. No, Islam tells us something far more uncomfortable. You are accountable. The earth is not yours to exploit. Life is not yours to waste. Time is not yours to kill. You are here on duty. A Khalifa is not a ruler driven by ego. A Khalifa is not domination without restraint. A Khalifa is one who acts with trust, governs with justice, builds without corruption, uses power with responsibility. In Surah Al-An'am 6-165, Allah reminds humanity that He made humans successors on earth and raised some above others to test them. Power is not a reward. Ability is not privilege. Knowledge is not superiority. They are tests. Every skill you have, every resource you touch, every decision you make is a question being asked of you by Allah. Modern civilization speaks endlessly about progress, but progress without purpose is destruction in disguise. The Quran warns us clearly in Surah Al-A'raf 756, not to spread corruption on earth after it has been set in balance. Balance is sacred in Islam. Environmental collapse, social injustice, moral decay. These are not accidental outcomes. They are symptoms of a humanity that forgot its role as Khalifa. When humans forget accountability to the Creator, they become tyrants over creation. There is a verse that should shake us in Surah Al-Ahzab 33:72. Allah speaks of a trust offered to the heavens, the earth, and the mountains, but they refused it out of fear. Humanity accepted it. Think deeply about that. The mountains were afraid. The earth hesitated. The skies declined. And you accepted. That trust is moral responsibility, free will, and accountability. You are not small. You are not insignificant. You carry a weight that even creation trembled before. Many people reduce Islam to rituals alone, but the Quran reframes worship. In Surah Ad-Dariyat 51-56, Allah states that humans were created to worship Him. Worship in Islam is not escape from the world. It is engagement with the world under divine guidance. Earning honestly is worship. Justice is worship. Caring for the environment is worship. Raising ethical children is worship. Seeking knowledge is worship. A Khalifa worships Allah by how he lives, not only by how he prays. Before Adam was sent to earth, something happened. In Surah Al-Baqarah 231-33, Allah taught Adam knowledge, not strength, not wealth, not dominance, knowledge, because a Khalifa without knowledge becomes a destroyer. Islam places thinking, learning, and reflection at the center of purpose. Blind faith is not Islamic. Anti-intellectualism is not Islamic. A Khalifa observes. A Khalifa reflects. A Khalifa connects knowledge with ethics. Allah is uncompromising about justice. In Surah An-Nisa 4:135, believers are commanded to stand firmly for justice, even against themselves or their own people. A Khalifa does not bend morality for convenience, does not sell principles for profit, does not stay silent when oppression speaks. Justice is not optional. It is the spine of purpose. Without justice, spirituality becomes hypocrisy. The Quran confronts excess directly. In Surah Al-A'raf 7:31, Allah warns against extravagance, reminding that He does not love those who waste. Waste is not just environmental, it is spiritual. Wasted time, wasted potential, wasted intellect, wasted life. A Khalifa does not live to consume. A Khalifa lives to contribute. Here is the painful truth. The Muslim world is rich in resources but poor in responsibility, emotionally connected to religion, but disconnected from purpose. We recite verses about Khalifa, but live like tenants with no accountability. Allah warns in Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:11 that He does not change the condition of a people until they change what is within themselves. The crisis is not external, it is internal. We abandoned responsibility and called it destiny. Islam never promised comfort. In Surah Al-Mulk 67:2, Allah states that life and death were created to test who is best in action. Not richest, not loudest, not most visible. Best in action. Purposeful living is not easy living. It is meaningful living. A Khalifa wakes up asking, "What responsibility do I fulfill today?" Do not say, "I am just one person." Allah responds in Surah Az-Zalzala 99:7-8 that even the smallest action will be seen. Civilizations collapse not from major sins alone, but from millions of small irresponsibilities. A Khalifa understands that impact is cumulative. One day the roll ends. In Surah Al-Kahf 18:49, every deed will be presented and none will be overlooked. Not intentions without action, not claims without evidence. The earth itself will testify. The question will not be, "What did you own?" but, "How did you represent Allah's trust on earth?" You were not created to drift. You were not born to merely survive. You were not placed here to imitate the careless. You are a Khalifa. The earth is your responsibility. Time is your test. Power is your trial. Knowledge is your tool. Purposeful living is not a slogan. It is a return to responsibility, a return to balance, a return to the role humanity forgot. The question is no longer, "Do I have a purpose?" The Quran already answered that. The real question is, will you live it?